Alright, and welcome to Joko Cafe. This is a virtual trial, being as we can't actually go and sit in. We've got ourselves some Joko coffee beans in this very nicely presented coffee bag. We'll talk about that a little bit later because there is one feature specifically on that bag which interests me. So in front of us we've got a few coffees that I've made from the coffee beans, and also we have been sent custard tarts.
These are amazing. So these are, I don't know the actual Portuguese name, there's something like, I'm not going to try and pronounce it, but it's a Portuguese custard tart, and they're amazing. And these are homemade by Joko Cafe, aren't they?
Yeah, and give us a few minutes.
Wow. That's so good.
So, they're pretty good. And one thing I want to touch on whilst you finish up, what I don't understand is why places like Costa Coffee are so busy. Okay?
I know. Because
if you go there at the right time of day, you will see that everything like this comes out of a blue bag. All their pastries come out of a blue bag. And places like Joko exist. Yeah. Everything's homemade. Everything is done perfectly and really well. They're friendly. Although we've been yet, but just to show me. They look friendly on Instagram. And they produce really nice bags of coffee like this. Should we go ahead and have our first sip?
I think so, yeah.
Because I'm absolutely dying to try it.
Sorry, that custard tart was amazing.
It's quite hot. So, when I made these, I made them with 40 grams of ground coffee. So 20 grams per cup. If that means anything to anyone. And that's just what I use across the board with all coffee that I usually have. And in my opinion, it gives you like a fairly strong coffee. When I looked at the beans,
nice.
When I actually opened this for the first time, I noticed that the beans were glossy, very dark, almost have a purple twinge to them, almost. Maybe I'm making that up. This one, do you see how dark that one is? But all of them are uniformed and they all look very nice, and with my first few...
They're so strong smelling, aren't they? They smell really good, really nice coffee.
It smells super intense.
Really tense.
Super intense.
That's the word I was looking for.
And I can imagine we're going to sip this, finish, and just be buzzing. Which is great because it's like 11 PM at night.
Woo!
So perfect timing. We'll get back to the coffee in a minute. We are also going to be smoking a second cigar of the evening. Yeah. I'm going to be having the h.upmann. This is a Anjedos cigar, and below me, I don't think I've ever had one of these before.
Really?
Well, I just tend to avoid h.upmann, but just recently it seems that every other day we're reviewing a h.upmann.
Yeah. And I'm having the Partagas Anjedos, so let's see how they go.
If you guys are familiar with the channel, you will know that I pair most of my cigars with a coffee, so this couldn't have come at a better time. And these were kindly gifted to us by the man behind Joko Cafe. Yeah. So it's a very nice gift, a very nice treat, and I'm sure he enjoys these same cigars with his own coffee. And everything about tonight is just perfect.
I know.
Do you know what isn't perfect? We've only got one lighter.
Oh.
These have been kept absolutely perfectly. Along with those custard tarts.
Oh my god, I can't get over that custard tart was so good, wasn't it?
Do you know what? There's a huge difference between
homemade
and something that comes out of a blue bag, because the amount of custard that was in that thing was amazing.
Yeah.
And you know, if you get that from a blue bag, you're going to skimp on all the good stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to go backwards and forwards a little bit in this video. I'm going to touch a little bit on the coffee here. As I mentioned, I use 20 grams in each cup, which is what I use for whatever coffee I'm making. And this coffee surprises me because It's not as strong as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Just off of the smelling the beans, I thought, wow, this is going to be a super intense coffee. Tasting it, it doesn't feel like it's a strong brew, but I feel quite hot. So I don't know what the caffeine is within this coffee, but I feel like it's going to be quite high. I think this is possible. I'm not a coffee connoisseur, but I think you can have a strong coffee with lots of caffeine, and I think you can have a strong coffee without a lot of caffeine, and you can have a strong coffee with not a lot of flavour, much like a cigar, basically.
You're more clued up on coffee than I am. You love your coffee, don't you?
Well, I know how to make coffee, but I wouldn't say I'm clued up on it. We would definitely need an expert, and maybe in the future we can actually go to Joko Cafe and do a little sit-down video, and he can talk to us about the coffee and teach us a thing or two. I'm clearly enjoying this because I keep going back to it.
I don't like super intense, I have to say. This is like it's smooth.
Smooth, yeah. It's mellow.
Mellow.
It doesn't kind of hit you around the face, but I do feel quite hot actually from this coffee. So yeah.
Maybe I'll get them. Well, I mean, to be fair, you backed yours.
Yeah, I've gone through that quite quickly, to be fair.
Oh my god.
There's no greater pairing with a cigar than a cup of coffee.
No,
so
you're right.
Thank you very much, Joko Cafe.
Thank you. I think it's Joe saying it.
If you're interested in the coffee in the cafe, check out the description box below. Hazel's going to write us a nice blog post where you can read more about the coffee, more about the cafe, where it is, and things like that. It'll all be in the description box below. So if you're interested in that, go and check it out. Just a few hours ago, we reviewed
Dutch Cigars Senorita.
And it was just dire.
Oh.
And you go and have a nice little Cuban like this.
I mean, obviously.
It's night and day.
Yeah, night and day.
Yeah, but it's nice to do that sometimes because it really makes you appreciate a Cuban cigar.
Yeah.
Do you know what? We've been having a really good run of Cuban cigars lately.
Yeah, true.
Because we went through a period of having plugged cigars, wonky burns.
Every bloody day, wasn't it?
Tunnelling. There was always something, yeah. But what we'll do, we'll smoke these and we'll get down to around the halfway mark and we'll let you know how we're getting on, how the pairing's going on, and whether or not we recommend it. Alright, welcome back to part 2. Happy to report the coffee went down an absolute treat. In fact, you finished yours before me, which is shocking because I neck my coffee. Pairing nicely with this h.upmann, lots of sweet cedar. It's very mild in strength, which is why I think I kind of stay away from h.upmann, because I do like a little bit of a kick with my cigars, but the sweet cedar within this cigar did pair really nicely with the coffee, and it's just a nice mellow cigar. Whether or not it's going to change in the final third or not, I don't know, but we'll wait and see.
With this Partagas, I'm getting it was a really nice pairing once again as well with the coffee. I'm getting lots of sweet wood, a little bit of cedar too, and some nutty roasted nuts, and it's tasty. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's not, I wouldn't say it's full in strength, although I've read online that this is apparently a full cigar. I don't personally feel it is.
It might pick up in the
More
final
medium.
third.
Yeah, may pick up in the final third, so we'll see how it goes.
Alright, so we'll work our way down to the final third, see if we're going to nub these bad boys, and we'll catch you in a few minutes. Alright, welcome back to the third and final part of the video. So I wanted to quickly touch on this coffee bag because I forgot to talk about it in part 2. The little feature that I like...
The ring pull.
Nope. It's got whatever this is called, where you can clip it shut.
Oh yeah, keep it nice and fresh. We haven't had a coffee bag like that, have we?
No, never had a coffee bag like this before. Granted, we buy our coffee from the supermarket Aldi, so it's a bit budget. But this is amazing because I'm always looking for elastic bands, or I'm looking for those clippy things to clip the bag shut, and it's a nightmare. But that's a nice little touch, I like that. So nice work, Joko, nice coffee, definitely recommended. If you're interested in purchasing this coffee, you can buy it online via the link in the description. At the moment, it's UK only, but later on down the line, I'm sure he'll be able to do worldwide shipping. In terms of the cigars themselves, this was a nice cigar. Nothing too exciting about this, to be honest with you, just this cedar flavour throughout. Performed really well. I would recommend one of these. maybe not to someone with my palate who prefers a stronger cigar with more coffee, nutty, earthier flavours. This is very tame, very mild, but pleasurable.
I really enjoyed this Partagas. It was pleasant flavour-wise, construction was excellent, burn was razor sharp. I'd say like slightly tighter than I would usually enjoy resistance-wise, but there was no issue, you know, like I could smoke it, it was fine. So yeah, I had a really good all-round smoke with this cigar. 2
nice, enjoyable cigars with some very nice coffee and some custard tarts.
Lovely.
Can't really complain with that. If you enjoyed this video, stay tuned for more. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave us a comment in the comment box below to get involved and have a chat with us. Depending on when you're watching this video, we're still running a January sale on cigarsoflondon.co.uk if you want to pick up some of our accessories at bargain prices. Yeah, until the next one, have a great week and we'll catch you all very soon. Cheers.
Bye.